Welcome to today's video. As you have seen by the title, we are going to be pulling for my June to be read or to be considered is really what it's probably going to end up being, just because I am such a mood reader. I have a really hard time sticking to a TBR, but we're going to try. You'll probably also see me making the prompts for the jar. And jar, and I don't know if you can tell on camera, but there is a little bit of stickiness on the jar. So if you see me like doing this with it, that is probably why. So I think I'm probably gonna pull 5. I'm just a little worried because some of these prompts are really, I kind of cut them really skinny, and so I'm scared I'm not gonna pick up those ones. But let's just get into it. I'm gonna give it a quick little shake, and then let's get into it. So I'm cat sitting right now, and one of the cats is playing with my shoes right now. So the first prompt that we got is a, oh, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that. A book you know little about. So let me go look and see what I have. A book you know little about. I think I'm going to read The House with the Golden Door by Elodie Harper. This is the second book in the series. I want to say it's a trilogy. I'll have to fact check that. But since this is the second book, obviously I don't want to get too much into it. I also tend to go into series, like I'll read the first like summary on the back of books for the first book, but then after that I just buy the rest of the series without ever actually looking at it. So I don't really know what's happening in this one. In the first book, The Wolf Den, you're following Amari as she is kind of experiencing life as a prostitute in her prostitute home, which is called the Wolf Den, and we kind of get flashbacks into what her life was like prior, when she was still considered like a wealthy free woman because she was the daughter of a doctor. Her dad, the doctor, passed away. Whenever he did, her mom had to sell her, and that's how she became a prostitute. And so kind of towards the end of that book, they line us up for the second book. With that being said, though, I still don't really know where the book is going to go from there. but I am very excited because there was a small plot twist at the end of the last book, and so I'm very curious how that decision is going to affect this whole second book. So I am really excited for that. So that is book one. So for book two, I'm gonna, I don't even know if you can see. Um, book two, we are, okay, let's go with this one. It's kind of skinny. Oh, a, I don't know if you can see that. A book cover that you hate. Ooh, okay. Um, hmm. Okay, let me look. Okay, so I wouldn't say I hate this book cover. It's not my favorite though, and that would be Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. I really like how the hardcover of the book looks, but I don't really like reading thrillers as hardcovers. I like to have them as paperbacks. So I waited until the paperback came out of this book, and honestly, I don't love it. It's not my favorite. Don't hate it, but I just don't think I really buy books that I hate. A lot of times, if there's a cover that I don't like, I'll just read it on my Kindle. But even on my Kindle, like TBR right now that I have, there's nothing on there that I don't really like the cover of. So we have Not Quite Dead Yet, and this is following Jet, who has suffered from a horrible head injury, and doctors believe that she is going to die within the week. But she is trying to find out who caused the head injury, and so we're just kind of following her while she does that. I don't know too much about this book. I remember when it was like super popular, I got really interested in it, and then it kind of died down, and then I was like, oh, I only want the paperback. But now I finally have it. So I think that is going to be book number two. Both of these books are very blue. So for book number three, let's do, I think that's one. Okay. Number three. Ooh, this one's super fun. So this one is Oracle Cards Pick. So let me go grab those really fast. This is the Oracle cards that we are using. So the idea behind this one is we usually pull a card, and the cards have kind of meanings and a little story with them. Let's see, I think the one on top is the last one that I pulled. Yes. So as you can see, we have five bloom. We have a girl, she's got a lot of pink on. We see flowers, girl. So I was thinking maybe we could find a book that has either like a pink cover or flowers, or maybe it's a female main character, things along those lines. And then also on the book, it says five bloom, self confidence, femininity, individual fulfillment. So maybe trying to find books that match those words. So let me get these shuffled really fast. I'm going to pan you down so that you can actually see what that looks like. And give me 1 second. Okay, so just kind of shuffle these up a little bit. Okay, so also my fridge is being super loud. I hope that's not too loud. But I think I want to pull this card, which is oops, number 40, Oh Sunny Day. 40, Oh Sunny Day. I will insert a picture just so that you guys can see this a little bit more up close. But 40 a sunny day, our keywords are new beginnings, luck, and optimism. A woman with a dainty umbrella sits on a red mushroom and watches the sun rise over the horizon. How nice it is to welcome a new day, especially with three talismans of good luck. The ladybug. Embrace new beginnings. Let us forget yesterday's worries and regrets. Don't allow the past to linger into today. All the moments in this day are brand new, never seen before or since. You have the power to make good things happen. You can make today your lucky. This is kind of fun. I feel like we can do something like new beginnings, something with a lot of sun. Um, maybe the card's kind of dull in color. It has a lot of muted colors, like there's a little bit of white, black, red, some green, the ladybugs. So I think I have an idea of what I want to read for this, or maybe a few books. Got a few options. I think that's the best way to hold this. So the first one, I read the first chapter, so I haven't fully started this. But is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. It says 6 summers to fall in love, 1 moment to fall apart, a weekend to get it right. They say you can never go home again, and for Persephone Fraser, I think that's how you say her last name, ever since she made the biggest mistake of her life a decade ago, that has felt too true. Instead of spending glittering summers on the lakeshore of her childhood, she stays home in a stylish city apartment, keeping everyone a safe distance from her heart, until she receives the call that sends her racing back to Barry's Bay and into the orbit of Sam Floric. Again, I think that's how you say the name. I don't know. The man she never thought she'd have to live without. For 6 summers, through hazy afternoons on the water and warm summer nights working in his family's restaurant, Percy and Sam had been inseparable. Eventually, that friendship turned into something more before it fell spectacularly apart. When Percy returns to the lake for Sam's mother's funeral, their connection is as undeniable as it has always been. But until Percy can confront the decision she's made, they'll never know whether this love is bigger than the biggest mistake of their past. Told over the course of 6 years and one weekend, Every Summer After is a gorgeously nostalgic, oh my god, gorgeously nostalgic look at love and the people and choices that mark us forever. So, kind of thought process behind this one is a sunny day. When I think of a sunny day, I think of summer, and that's what this reminds me of. Also, there's, you know, the whole idea that new beginnings, let us forget yesterday's worries and regret, don't allow the past to linger into today. So I feel like that could be a good contender. They're kind of exploring what happened to them, why they fell apart, and then hopefully falling in love again. So that was the first contender that I thought of. Next, we have The Dance of Thieves. And honestly, the only idea behind this was a new beginning, and I was thinking of a new series. Well, I guess this is a duology, so it's not really fully a series, but it says a stunning new adventure set in the kingdoms of the Remnant, a formidable outlaw family that claims to be the first among nations, a son destined to lead thrust suddenly into power, three fierce young women of the Bratton, the Queen's premier guard, a legendary street thief leading a mission determined to prove herself, a dark secret that is a threat to the entire continent. When outlaw leader meets reformed thief, a cat and mouse game of false moves ensues, bringing them intimately together in the battle that may cost them their lives and their hearts. So, again, new beginnings, new series. Also, I like that it said the three fierce young women that are part of the women's guard, the queen's guard. Olivia. Because on here it says three little talisman of good luck, the ladybugs, and there are three ladybugs in here. So there's also that one. And then next, we also have the inheritance game. And this one is Avery Grams has a plan for a better future. Survive high school, win a scholarship, and get out. But her luck changes in an instant when billionaire Tobias Hawthorne dies and leaves her virtually his entire fortune. The only catch? Avery must move into his sprawling mansion full of secret passages, riddles, and codes. Unfortunately for Avery, Hawthorne House is also occupied by the family that was just disinherited. This includes the four Hawthorne grandsons, dangerous, magnetic boys who grew up with every expectation that one day they would inherit billions. Heir apparent Grayson is convinced that Avery is a con woman and he's determined to take her down, but his brother Jameson views her as their grandfather's last hurrah. A twisted riddle, a puzzle to be solved. What are you doing, Bean? Sorry. Caught in a world of wealth and privilege with danger around every turn, Avery will have to play the game herself just to survive. So, kind of the luck with, you know, luck and optimism. She's inheriting this random guy's fortune, and I thought it was three brothers. I didn't realize it was four, but either way. I'm thinking maybe, I don't know. I feel like all of these are really good contenders. I know this is a trilogy, I think, possibly. So this is an option. Dance of Thieves sounds really interesting, but I'll be honest, it is kind of chunky. And The House with the Golden Door, even though it isn't as thick as this, when I was reading The Wolf Den, it took me a while to get through just because it was so heavy and there was so much to think about. So I think I'm going to take this one out just because I am a little bit nervous having the other book on there. So that leaves Every Summer After and The Inheritance games. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with The Inheritance games just because this has also been on my TBR for a really long time. And I'm sure we'll be able to find a way to get Every Summer After in just because I am really looking forward to reading that. So The Inheritance Games is book number 3. And then for book number 4, we are going to go. I think that's one. Ooh, this is a bigger one. A book from the seasonal TBR. So, a book from the seasonal TBR. This is in reference to that last video, or I guess it's not really my last video anymore, but I am a very big mood reader based off of the season. There are specific books that I like to read more in like the spring and the summer versus in the winter time. And so I need to go pull up all those books so that I can see. But there were a few books that could be a good contender. Can't hold this whole stack together. I would recommend going and watching that video because I also probably am not going to go in detail about these books. But the first half of the stack is, my goodness, Heavenly Bodies, The Naturals, The Leavers, The Trader Bar Cormorant. Then on the other half, we have Hot Wax, Book Lovers, The Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, and Detour. I know for a fact I definitely do not want to pick up Hot Wax, so this is an immediate no. I don't think I want to pick up The Leavers just because I did try to pick this book up recently and I think I read 2 chapters and then I was like, okay, I have to soft DNF this. I definitely am not in a place to read this right now. Let's see. I'm not in a huge romance mood. I know I did bring up Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, but that book is a lot smaller than Book Lovers is. And I don't know, this isn't speaking to me right now. So I don't think I want to start The Naturals. Not really feeling this book right now. Plus, I already have another like thriller mystery type book. So kind of just leaves me with ooh, these books. So The Traitor, Bar Cormorant, Heavenly Bodies, The Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, and Detour. I just realized Detour is backwards. Oh, can you even see that? I just realized you might not be seeing that. Either way, I don't know. I'm kind of honestly out of all of these, and like I said in that other video, like I want to watch or not watch. I want to read the Assassin's Blade before I read Throne of Glass. But then if I feel like this one's giving too much, then I would switch to Throne of Glass. So this is kind of like my top contenders right now, and The Traded Bar of Cormorant. This book I did read, and I put it on a soft DNF, but I'm not gonna lie, I feel kind of really drawn to this. I know I had a really hard time kind of reading it last time, and it's very kind of heavy, and there's a lot of information to understand, but honestly, I kind of feel up for it. I kind of feel like I want to pick this book up next more than anything. So I think I'm going to go with this book. So that's book number 4. On to our last and final pick. God, this feels like it went by so fast. For the last and final book. Ooh, is this one? I can't tell. Okay, we're gonna go with this one. This one is this one is ends on an even number. So the book can be however long, but the last digit needs to be an even number. So let's see what Every Summer After ends on. I don't know, can you see that? Every Summer After ends on page 304. 4 is an even number. So this is going to be our 5th and final book. So, like I said, I did read the first chapter, so that's why the bookmark's in there. I'll probably, when I pick this up, I'll probably just honestly restart it. Maybe. We're gonna see. I'm in the middle of reading another book right now, and I hopefully will finish it this weekend. Books that we are going to be considering for June are Every Summer After, for a book that ends on an even number. The next one is a book from the seasonal TBR, and we are going with The Traitor Bar Cormorant. Then after that, we got a book based off of our oracle cards. Next, we have, what was it? A Cover That You Hate, and we went with Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. And then for our very last book, we have a book that you know little about, and we are going with The House with the Golden Door. So these are all of our books. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of blue going on here. And here, let me show you. It's actually really funny. So we have these 3 are all blue. This one you probably can't tell as much, but blue. And then these 2 actually have like red and pink sprayed edges, which is kind of fun. And then this one, this is like a little baby yellow. And then we have a green. So kind of got a lot of cool tone colors going on, but that is the end of the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And if you have any suggestions, let me know. And hopefully, you guys will see me reading these books here soon. Have a have a wonderful rest of your day, and hopefully you are picking out your books for June as well. Have a good one. Bye.